Don't sweat it, brother Jeff. You'll get there eventually. What I want to get to with this is both just to show in some sense of honesty, to show my clumsiness and my laziness, my rather long toenails. I showered today, which I hadn't done for a few weeks, so I was already a little bit cleaner. So I was ready to clip and wash my feet. I thought I'd make a note of it. Thinking about the whole practice of washing feet in the Bible. And then, of course, how that relates to Ellen G. White. I think the title I've chosen, of course, now I'm just I'm speaking over the video I made. But I think the title I've settled upon is Dickinson's White Wolfe, referring to Emily Dickinson, Ellen G. White, and Virginia Woolf, and how in some way they share a similar space, or a similar place in space-time, a similar position within both stasis and motion. But yeah, Emily Dickinson, deprived of other banquet, I entertained myself. That's one of her quotes, I believe. Emily Dickinson. Deprived of other banquet, I entertained myself. One of the most famous poets of all time, and not famous in her own day. In her own day, not known at all. Only after she was dead was her gift given to the world. What type of faith or belief must she had? Like, she had to write. She had to create poetry. She had to. She absolutely had to. And it contributed nothing to her life except for in the satisfaction it gave her spirit. Well, her eternal spirit must have known, or rather her eternal soul that was conjoined with the one and only eternal spirit. There are many spirits that are temporal and atemporal. There is only one eternal spirit. And she reached hers, and it has reached us. Emily Dickinson. Deprived of other banquet, I entertained myself. Was that Dickinson or Virginia Woolf? I always confuse them. What if I'm attributing something of Dickinson's to Wolfe? Then, if that's the case, we'll call it not a mistake, but a happy accident. Because certainly, they relate to each other. Deprived of other banquet, I entertained myself. And then Ellen G. White, in her veganism and in her modesty, in her prophecy, her prophetic vision, in her humility. She has risen once again, the idea of the manna from heaven. The manna from heaven was a good idea. It was lost because the crooked necks did not accept it. It wasn't lost because it wasn't true. It was a premonition of the truth. Ellen G. White has risen the manna above ground, and now it has stayed. The manna from heaven in Egypt only lasted a little while. Ellen G. White's manna from heaven has already outlasted the manna of the Exodus. So, this universal harmony is expanding. And we are witness to it. And then, yeah, Virginia Woolf. The ultimate nut is a room of one's own. So, the idea of calling this silly pseudo-ritualistic cinematic experience for the ages, calling it Dickinson's White Wolf, is saying deprived of other communion, I washed my own feet in a room of my own. I had to call upon 3 women. I had to call upon 3 women to, in my solitude, proclaim my own manlyhood. Isn't it funny? I had to call upon 3 women in my solitude in order to clean my own filth of my own causes. I am the primary cause of my own filth. And I had to call upon women, mothers, from different disciplines, different traditions. It's not that I wouldn't call upon other mothers from other traditions. It just so happened that today these certain mothers came together. I will not forget Agnes. I will not forget Saint Therese of Avalon, nor Saint Therese of Lisieux. I will not forget Alice Walker. I will not forget Toni Morrison. These storytellers. These scribes, these healers, these nurses, these midwives, these mothers, these grandmothers, these great-grandmothers. Me as this fallen, broken man, I do not want to disgrace your church with my foulness. I've come to the conclusion that I will have to spend a great deal of time cleaning myself to be worthy of entering your sanctuaries, but also the sanctuaries of the outside, because there are holinesses that exist in the world that the church does not possess, and I have to clean myself to go there as well. I pray for a great cleansing